Throughout history, humanity has feared many forces of nature: earthquakes, volcanoes, hurricanes, but few disasters strike with the sudden violence and unstoppable power of a tsunami. A wall of water, traveling at the speed of a jet airplane, silent in the deep ocean, yet catastrophic when it reaches land. Entire cities erased in minutes, coastlines permanently reshaped, hundreds of thousands of lives lost. Today, we are counting down the top 5 scariest tsunamis in history, the waves that changed the world forever. Number 5 sampai 2018. Sulawesi tsunami. On September 28, 2018, a powerful 7.5 magnitude earthquake struck the Indonesian island of Sulawesi. At first, many residents believed the shaking was the worst of it. But within minutes, the sea began to rise. Because Palu sits at the end of a narrow bay, the shape of the coastline amplified the tsunami's force. Waves reaching up to 6 meters crashed into the city with almost no warning. The destruction was immediate and chaotic. Buildings were torn from their foundations. Cars were swept away like plastic toys. Entire neighborhoods disappeared under water and mud. Thousands of people were trapped as infrastructure collapsed. More than 4,000 lives were lost. The disaster revealed how quickly a localized tsunami can turn deadly, especially in areas where warning systems and geography combine in the worst possible way. Number 6, the Arlingi Tohoku tsunami. On March 11th, 2011, a massive 9.0 magnitude earthquake struck off the northeastern coast of Japan. It was one of the most powerful earthquakes ever recorded in modern history. The violent shaking lasted 4 minutes, but what followed was far worse. Within half an hour, a towering wall of water slammed into Japan's coastline. In some places, the waves exceeded 40 meters. Entire towns were swallowed. Airports, highways, and homes vanished beneath the surge. Nearly 20,000 people lost their lives, but the disaster did not end there. The tsunami triggered meltdowns at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, causing one of the worst nuclear crises since Chernobyl. The event reshaped Japan's coastline and forced the world to reconsider nuclear safety and disaster preparedness. Even years later, abandoned towns stand as silent reminders of that day. Number 31755. Lisbon tsunami. On November 1st, 1755, All Saints' Day, a massive earthquake struck near Lisbon, Portugal. Churches were filled with worshippers. When the ground began to violently shake, buildings collapsed instantly, crushing thousands. But the horror was not over. Survivors fled toward the harbor, believing the open waterfront would be safer. Instead, the sea suddenly retreated, exposing the ocean floor. Minutes later, enormous waves rushed back into the city. The tsunami, combined with fires sparked by the earthquake, destroyed much of Lisbon. Tens of thousands of people were killed. The disaster shocked Europe and marked a turning point in scientific thinking. Philosophers, architects, and early seismologists began to question how such devastation could occur, laying foundations for modern earthquake research and disaster-resistant design. Number 21883, Krakatoa tsunami. In August 1883, the Indonesian volcano Krakatoa erupted in one of the most violent explosions ever recorded. The blast was so powerful it was heard thousands of miles away. Entire sections of the island collapsed into the sea. The sudden displacement of water generated colossal tsunami waves reaching up to 40 meters high. Coastal villages along Indonesia and surrounding regions were erased within minutes. Ships were thrown miles inland. Over 36,000 people lost their lives. The eruption darkened skies around the world and lowered global temperatures for years. But for those living near the coast, it was the tsunami, not just the explosion, that delivered the deadliest blow. Number 12004, Indian Ocean tsunami. On December 26, 2004, a 9.1 magnitude earthquake struck beneath the Indian Ocean near Sumatra. It was one of the strongest earthquakes ever recorded. The rupture along the ocean floor stretched for over 1,000 kilometers. The resulting tsunami spread across the Indian Ocean at jet-like speeds. Within hours, waves struck 14 countries, including Indonesia, Thailand, Sri Lanka, India, and even parts of East Africa. In many locations, there was no warning system in place. Tourists walked along beaches unaware of the danger. Families gathered for the holidays had no idea what was approaching. Then the ocean receded, and the horizon turned into a moving wall of water. Entire coastal communities were flattened. Infrastructure was obliterated. More than 200,000 people lost their lives, making it one of the deadliest natural disasters in modern history. The scale of devastation led to the creation of improved tsunami warning systems across the Indian Ocean. But the human cost remains unimaginable. These events remind us of a simple truth. Nature's power is beyond human control. Tsunamis can form in minutes and travel across oceans without mercy. While science has improved our ability to detect and prepare for them, the ocean still holds immense and unpredictable force. And as history has shown, when the sea rises, the world changes forever. Don't forget, subscribe for more videos.